Hey cats and chicks, Stickback Rocker here. So if you clicked on this video, you're probably asking or wondering about what is a good light hold pomade to go with. What's the best? What's, the best out there that would work? Well, be completely honest with you here. When you try out pomades, you got experience with them for one. But the best I can do is give you some recommendations on what I recommend you try. Alright? Now, for this video, I'm going to strictly be focusing on and talking about only light pomades and extra light pomades. No light mediums or anything above it. So no Excelento, which I consider to be like a light medium. No Excelento, because that's what it is, and nothing heavy, just really light or just light. All right, I have 6 pomades here that I've used in the past, and then some that I'm using now, and we're gonna talk about them, and we're gonna go over them. So let's get started, shall we? With this a minute intro, let's talk about pomade. All right, so first off, I'm going to bring up this company because there's only one thing of it. We're going to talk about first is Royal Crown. Now, Royal Crown, I used this a lot when I had the thing full with pomade, but as you can see, it's empty because I've used it all. But I still keep the can because I like the artwork. Now, unfortunately, Royal Crown used to be in a metal tin can. They're no longer in a metal tin can there anymore. They're now in a plastic jar. I don't know when they switched to the jars, but sometime they did, and now they've still to this day are in the plastic jars. I wish they'd go back to the metal tins, man. The old school way. I wish they would just do that, but oh well. As far as I know, the formula is obviously still the same. The original formula on the side there. But yeah, this is just an overall really good pomade. It's really light. I wouldn't say it's an extra light. I would say it's just light at best. That's what I would consider this to be. It's got a very nice shine to it, as most light pomades do. Pomades that are really light tend to be extra more greasier and have a greasier appearance and shine to it. So, yeah, it's got a nice shine to it. And yeah, overall, I think it's a really good pomade. It does the job of being a light pomade and nothing else but a light pomade. So I recommend you guys try this. Now, here in the US, I can't find this. So if you try looking for some Royal Crown, I recommend going on Amazon, because where I live in the US, it's hard to find. So if you try looking at your stores and you don't find any, which you probably won't, all right, hate to be a downer here, but you probably won't because it's hard to find in the US here, I'd recommend checking out Amazon, because that's where I got mine when I had it. This is from Amazon, so yeah. Good pomade overall, though. I liked it a lot when I used it and when I had pomade in there. Anyways, next up, we're going to talk about Tres Flores, also known as 3 Flowers in English. From Spanish to English translate. All right. So, Tres Flowers or 3 Flowers, or Tres Flores or 3 Flowers, I mixed that up. It's been a while since I used this. I would consider this, though, to kind of still be like just a light pomade at best. I wouldn't say it's extra light. It's kind of like Royal Crown. It's not an extra light. It's just a light base. That's it. And it's got a greasy consistency to it, too. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. See the light reflection shine? Yeah, it's got a pretty decent greasy consistency to it. It's got a good smell. It smells like a new car scent little tree. Honestly, it does. That's the best way I could describe this scent. So yeah, it's got a good scent, and it's got a decent hold. Overall, I like this pomade a lot. It's not bad. It's pretty good. It's pretty solid. And where I live, it's quite cheap too. I think I paid like $3 at best for this little jar. It only comes in this little jar. It does not come in a bigger jar, so And there's that downer. 3 ounces for $3. I think that's a pretty good deal, don't you? I do. For being a light pomade, though, it's not bad. I like it a lot. And I'm probably going to start using this more because it's just been sitting on my shelf. I need to use this more because it's really good stuff. Next up, we'll start going into some of the Murray stuff here. Some of the more known name brand companies that most people know about nowadays. First up, we'll talk about is the Murray's Super Light. This is one of my favorite pomades of all time. Even if it's in the light category, the mediums or the heavies, this is just by far one of my favorites. And I liked it so much that I used the whole fucking tin of it. As you can see here, there's none left. There's little like dabs of it in there, but there's like nothing left in here. I basically pretty much completely cleaned this tin out, pretty much, for the most part. It's got a great smell. It's got like a vanilla scent to it. I love vanilla scented things. And this has like a vanilla scent to it. It's so good. Love it. I need to buy more of this. This shit was really good. But yeah, so I had to buy this off of Murray's website because they really don't carry much Murray's stuff in stores anymore. I mean, they carry the, iconic Superior and all that stuff, and some of the Edge Wax. I think they carry some Edge Wax in some stores, but they don't really carry like the other ones, like the Super Lights or the any Excellentos. They don't carry that either. So I had to special order this off of Murray's.com in order for me to get my hands on a tin can of this, because that's the only way I could review it for the channel and use it for myself. Alright, so most of these are bought from online because where I live, they just don't sell pomades anymore. The good pomade too, not the crappy ones that are made nowadays. I'm talking about the old school, the Murray's, the Royal Crown, the Dax, there's some newer pomade companies that are alright, but they really don't compare to what was made back in the day, like Murray's and stuff like that. So, yeah, pretty good pomade though. I was loving this pomade. Like I said, I used the whole thing of it. So, yeah, that just goes to show you how much I was using this. So much to the point where I used the whole thing. And it's got a really good scent too, though. So I recommend you pick this up if you have it in store, or go on Murray's or Amazon.com and pick yourself up a can of Murray's Super Light. I recommend. And while we're on the topic of Murray's, let's go ahead and talk about the other light Murray's products they have, Murray's Hair Glow. Now, fun fact, originally Murray's Hair Glow was supposed to be a pomade for women back in the day. I know women nowadays, it's more of a common thing for men to do is use pomade. But some women still use pomade, but back in the day it was more common for women to use pomades like this. So that's what I've heard, at least. I'm not saying it's completely true, but that's what I've heard, is that this was originally made for women, but now men use pomade more nowadays. As far as the fashion goes, it's more of a men's thing to do, but yeah. But this stuff is really good too. I would consider this to be like an extra light almost. Like it's definitely lighter than Murray's Super Light. There's no doubt about that. It was lighter than that. It was lighter than Royal Crown and Tres Flores or Three Flowers. I would consider this to be an extra light, but it was really good, and I've used the whole jar or tin can of this as well. This one's like a barbershop, kind of. It's got like a barbershop scent to it still. But yeah, pretty good pomade though. I had to pick this one up on Murray's.com too because they don't sell it in fucking store for some odd reason. They just can't do it, can they? No, they can't. I had to pick this up online though, so yeah, Murray's.com or Amazon mainly. All right, now let's get into the Dax. Now Dax has a couple, and I have them here for the video. A couple light products. I'm going to talk about them both here. So. First up, this pomade I'm actually using right now. I actually have it in my hair right now. And that is the Dax Short and Neat Light Hair Dressing. This shit's pretty good. I'm loving it. I'm digging it. Alright? It's got a nice hold to it. It's really this is like an extra light. Like Murray's Hair Glow and Dax Short and Neat these are 2 extra light pomades. There's like barely any hold to it, so you gotta use a lot of it. Very greasy. I mean, look at that. Very greasy consistency because it's an extra light pomade. It's pretty good though, for what it is. I liked it. I didn't pay much. I paid like $4 to $3 plus shipping, so which is not bad for a 3-ounce jar or tin can, whatever. But yeah, I like it. It's pretty good. I have it. I'm using it currently right now as we speak. I have some, like I said, in my hair right now, along with some wild root. So it's like a mix right now for me. But yeah, still pretty good product though. I like it a lot, and it's one of the very first Dax products I ever used. So big respect to that. You know, that's why I keep the cans, the tin cans, because it brings back memories from when I used it. And last but not least, last pomade we have for the video is actually the very first Dax product I reviewed, the Dax Super Neat, in the purple tin can. Soft hold, medium shine. This is more of just a light. All right, this isn't an extra light. It's just a light at best. I mean, it's not the heaviest thing, but there's definitely some more hold and resistance to it than Dax Short Neat or Murray's Hair Glow. It's not in the route of that. It's just a light at best. It's a light pomade like Royal Crown and Trace Flores. It smells like soap, honestly. It's got like a soap smell to it, like a hand washing soap. I don't know, but yeah. When I run out of the Dax Short and Neat, I'll probably start using this again because this was a solid product. I reviewed it on my channel. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But it was a solid product, though, for what it is. It does a pretty good job at holding my hair in place. Yeah. I didn't use much of it, though, so I'll probably get back to using more of it because I liked it. And it was good. So, yeah, guys, that is the light and extreme light pomade guide to kind of guide you guys through in some pomades I've tried in the past and some pomades I'm using now. And just to give you guys a little understanding, if you're out there looking for pomades to buy and you don't know where to start for lighter pomades and you need lighter pomades, you don't know where to start, here are some old school ideas for you guys out there to either buy them on Amazon, or if you're lucky enough to walk past them on a shelf in a store, be my guest. By all means, pick up a jar, tin can, whatever. But these are just some of the ones I love and used and still use, and just some of the ones I've reviewed in the past. So, thank you all for watching. Comment and subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. You dig? Peace.